Hello there, good morning, and welcome to the Football Tribe YouTube channel. My name is Robert Kesakos, and thank you for tuning in from wherever it is that you're watching this, whether you're seated in the comfort of your office or you're somewhere doing other things as you watch or as you listen. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for taking the time. Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday morning. Things are all right here at the Football Tribe. Hope you have managed to check out my best 11 from match day 3 of the Premier League and all the review of that week in action. If you haven't, do check it out on the channel, or I'll leave a link down in the description so that you can watch it after this. Today, we'll be looking at all the major transfers that are happening as we speak. Remember, it's now just a matter of days before the transfer window closes on 1st September. So, let's get it started. We'll kick off things at Stamford Bridge, where Chelsea have agreed a deal in principle to loan out Belgian striker Emile-Lukaku to AC Roma. Now remember, AC Roma are under the charges of former Chelsea boss Jose Mourinho. Romelu Lukaku spent his last season at Inter Milan still on loan. Chelsea re-signed the striker back in 2021 in a deal that was worth £98 million from Inter Milan. But after one season, things looked like they weren't working out for the Belgian international after his explosive interview with Sky Sport. So he was then loaned back to Inter Milan in a deal that was worth around €6 million. After last season, Inter Milan wanted to retain the player still on loan, but before they could agree terms, Inter got wind that he was in discussion with their arch rivals of Juventus for a potential move. Because of that, Inter Milan did drop their interest. There was some bit of backlash from the Inter Milan fans, so that was off. He is now on his way to AC Roma on a season-long move in a deal that is worth about £8 million according to reports. So that should be concluded in the next 24 or 48 hours there. Now, Chelsea are not yet done with their business. It is reported that their defender Chalobah has attracted interest from Bayern Munich. Now, Bayern Munich see Chalobah as a potential replacement for Benjamin Pavard, who could be on his way out to Inter Milan in a deal that is reported to be worth about €30 million. So, do keep an eye out on that one. Remember, Bayern Munich are under the charges of former Chelsea manager Thomas Tuchel as well. Chelsea also hold interest in Arsenal midfielder Emile Smith-Rowe. The attacking midfielder has found himself a number of times out of Mikel Arteta's options, be it in the starting lineup or on the substitutions. So Chelsea are considering a move for the England international. So do keep an eye out there for that deal of the 23-year-old that could potentially see him switch from the Emirates Stadium to Stamford Bridge. Remember, Chelsea and Arsenal are no strangers to doing business together. They've had players move in between them, the likes of Olivier Giroud from Arsenal to Chelsea. You had William Gallas from Chelsea to Arsenal. You had Ashley Cole from Arsenal to Chelsea. You've had Jorginho from Chelsea to Arsenal. You've had Kai Havertz from Chelsea to Arsenal. You've had Peter Cech from Chelsea to Arsenal, and all those things in the past. So do not be surprised if Chelsea do firm up their interest and snatch up the Arsenal attacking midfielder. Whether Arsenal are willing to let him go, that is what we'll wait to see in the last coming days of the transfer window. So moving on, let's switch things now to Arsenal themselves, who have let left back Kieran Tierney move to Real Sociedad on a season-long loan there. Remember, the Scottish international did join Arsenal during the reigns of Unai Emery, but recent past, that is starting from last season and this season, he seemed to fall out of Mikel Arteta's plans, despite having been used during the summer there. So he has joined Real Sociedad on a season-long loan. The other departure from Arsenal is Florin Balogun, the US international. The striker is on his way to France to do his medicals with AAC Monaco, pending that 40 million euro move for the striker. Remember, he did spend last season at France where he scored 21 goals in the French Ligue 1. So it's a league that he knows very well, and he could be the most expensive sell for the Gunners there. So that is according to Fabrizio Romano, that he is on his way today to France to do his medicals. Moving on, let's speak things Manchester United. Now, Manchester United are interested in Chelsea left back Marco Cucurella. So remember, Marc did join Chelsea last season from Brighton in a deal that was about 63 or 65 million pounds. Yeah, but United are interested in the left back on a season-long deal to cover their injury problems. Remember, Luke Shaw did suffer a thigh injury that will see him out of action for weeks, while Taylor Malacia will equally be out of action for quite a reasonable period of time. So United are looking for cover for that left back. But Manchester United also do hold interest in Tottenham, again left back, that is Sergio Reguilon, in case the Marco Cucurella deal doesn't work out as planned. So that is their backup plan. They also do hold interest in Tottenham midfielder Pierre Emile-Hojbjerg. Now, the Denmark international there has fallen out of the starting lineup in Ange Postecoglou's starting 3 games of the Premier League in favor of Jovis Bissouma. So the Danish would relish the move to Old Trafford. So let's keep an eye on that one and see whether it will materialize. That's the interest with Manchester United. So, but then Manchester United do have some of their players that are being targeted. Reported that they have agreed a fee with Crystal Palace for goalkeeper Dean Anderson. So that deal should be going through in the next coming days. Bayern Munich also hold interest in Manchester United midfielder Scott McTominay. The Scotland international could be on his way to Bayern Munich before the closure of the transfer window. Now, it is reported that Bayern Munich do want him on a season-long loan. Now, exaggerant reports did indicate that Bayern Munich view Scott McTominay as the next Barnes Schweinsteiger. Well, let's not get in over our heads. He is a brilliant player, but Schweinsteiger was a whole different other level. So, but anyway, we'll keep an eye out on all of that and wait to see how it all progresses. Now, Bayern Munich also hold interest in Leicester City midfielder Wilfred Ndidi. Now, I think this is a backup option should the Scott McTominay deal not go through as speculated. So, let's move on. Let's go to Anfield, where Al Ittihad still hold a strong interest in Liverpool forward Mohamed Salah. Now, it is reported that the Saudi club are willing to pay up 129 million pounds for the Egyptian 31-year-old. So, let's keep an eye on that one. Liverpool do maintain that he is not for sale under any circumstances, but money speaks. Money speaks. If in the end Al Ittihad do come in with an offer that Liverpool cannot resist, then who knows what will happen. But let's keep an eye on that one and see how it materializes. Chances are he will stay with Liverpool, but it's not cast in stone that he will stay. Elsewhere, Manchester City are still pursuing Wolves midfielder Matheus Nunes. The Portuguese 25-year-old is a wanted star for Pep Guardiola's side, who have had their 47 million bid rejected by Wolves. Now remember, Wolves signed the midfielder from Sporting Lisbon last summer in a deal that was worth 38 million pounds, which was a record transfer for them there. Gary O'Neill's side are insisting that they won't let the midfielder go for anything less than 60 million pounds. Now, Matheus Nunes has since refused to train with the rest of the team following that interest from Manchester City with that bid rejected. So let's keep an eye on that one as Pep Guardiola tends to reinforce his team before the closure of the transfer window. Manchester City have also agreed a deal for 29-year-old Portuguese fullback, that is João Cancelo, to switch to Barcelona. Now, this will also be another season-long loan deal. Remember, João Cancelo did move to Bayern Munich, where things didn't work out halfway last season, that is during the January transfer window, on a loan deal, but he eventually returned to Manchester City, where he has fallen out of favor with Pep Guardiola. So, he will be completing his move to Barcelona. There, let's keep an eye on that one. João Cancelo did have attract interest from a host of other clubs, including Saudi Arabian clubs, and he was also linked with a move to Arsenal, but I do not think Manchester City do have any appetite of selling any of their players to Arsenal anymore, who were their main competitors last season, following the moves of Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko. So, Barcelona it is. Remember, Manchester City have done deals with Barcelona previously for the likes of Eric Garcia, the defender there, and then Ferran Torres, who also moved to Barcelona from Manchester City, and also their ex-captain Ilkay Gundogan did move to Barcelona at the end of his contract last season. So let's keep an eye on that one as well and see how everything materializes. Finally, with the transfers, West Ham have completed the signing of Ghanaian midfielder Mohamed Kudus from Ajax for a fee reported to be about £38 million. Now, Mohamed Kudus did attract a lot of interest from Premier League clubs, including Arsenal, Chelsea, as well as Brighton and Hove Albion, who had agreed a deal worth €40 million for the midfielder there. But it is reported that the 23-year-old midfielder did reject a move to Brighton. He was holding out for a better move. Whether West Ham is a better move as compared to Brighton, that is between you and I to debate. But probably West Ham did offer him better personal terms to convince him. He joins James Ward-Prowse and Edson Alvarez, who have both signed for the Hammers. Good use of that Declan Rice sell money for the Hammers there, adding those three players to their squad. So remember, Mohamed Kudus he's been a very brilliant player. He has scored I think 27 goals from about 87 appearances from for Ajax there. So he's another player that has left Ajax this summer, including the likes of Julian Timber, including the likes of Ederson Alvarez. So other news, do not forget that the Champions League draws as well as the Europa League draws will be happening this week on Thursday. So keep an eye on that one as it happens this week. In the other moves, Saudi Arabia have confirmed former Italy boss, that is Roberto Mancini, as their new head coach. Now, remember, 2 weeks ago, Roberto Mancini did step down from his role as the Italy head coach, and Italy have since replaced him with former Napoli boss, that is Luciano Spalletti, who won the Scudetto last season with Napoli. He guide Napoli to the triumph of the Scudetto for the first time in 33 years. So those are big moves. Roberto Mancini did win the Euros with Italy. That was Euro 2020 when they beat England in the finals there on penalties. You remember that miss of Bukayo Saka in that final before he got all those racist abuses from some of the English fans. So that's it all from the Football Tribe transfer news desk from me. So keep an eye on all those moves and all the other news that will be coming through. If you're new, do not forget to kindly subscribe, comment, like, and share with your friends. See you next time. Thank you.